Hey everybody, this is Jannica from Wisdom from North, the Nordic platform for accelerated inner growth and empowerment. And today I would like to speak about subpersonalities and how to make peace with all these parts of ourselves, not to create this war, but create peace inside. So let's get into it. Why do I call it war? It may sound a bit drastic, but actually it was the word that came to me a moment in my life where I felt I was in war with myself. And I was thinking, wow, I'm really at war here. And perhaps we're all at war with ourselves, which actually stresses what I believe to be true. And that is that if we didn't have struggle and conflict inside, there wouldn't be conflict outside. And that's why I think personal development and personal growth is like that number one place to start to create peace on the planet. Because what is on the inside is materialized on the outside. And I remember when I went to this ashram in India in 2011, I remember they said all the time that mankind has conflict inside. And it's really true. It's like we're having this board meeting with tons of people there, and everybody is going in different directions and having different opinions. All these different voices that we have in our minds, right? We're not really sure what is my mature inner voice, like my true soul voice there. It's like there's not a one man or one woman show. It's like a theater with 1,000 people, right? And psychotherapy also speaks about these subpersonalities. Jung spoke about the shadow aspects. So yeah, we're a human being with a lot of different personalities inside, or different parts. Where do these come from? Well, they come from the past, especially situations that have been difficult, where something happened in your life, where you perhaps suppressed your emotions, you weren't acknowledged, you weren't seen as a child, perhaps in a situation, perhaps your mother or father didn't acknowledge your feelings, perhaps it wasn't okay to express anger. Like in your home, everybody was supposed to be happy all the time. Maybe you didn't come in touch with that feeling of setting boundaries. And then the meaning we create out of such experience can be that, oh, my emotions are not important. Because when we are young, the parents and our caretakers are like gods. We're super loyal towards our parents. And if they didn't acknowledge our own feelings, we as children are sure not acknowledging our own feelings. And that can be then a problem when you become adults. All of a sudden you can't really set boundaries because you feel like, well, my feelings don't matter that much. And then that can grow into a feeling of lack of self-worth and not feeling valuable. And we have this energy field around our bodies. And when something disruptive happens in our lives, this tends to remain in this energetic field. And this is really what is attracting. That this is the big attractor, in a sense, your energy field. So when you meet a person who has the same vibration, you're attracted to that person or attracted to that situation, because we can only attract a similar vibration. For instance, there is this term called matches. It's kind of the same as mirroring. So if a person has a lot of unresolved anger, for instance, and you also have unresolved anger, you might really feel like this connection or attraction between you, or you would be really repelled by that person. But you would have some sort of reaction to that person because you have a similar vibration. You have a match when it comes to unresolved anger. So either you're really triggered by that person, like I really, really don't like that person, or you really like, oh, I really, really like that person, because you're matching on a certain level. I'm going to give you an example from my own love life, because it's always easy to use dating situations, because dating is like that number one place where you can learn about yourself, and in relationships in general. Like that's a great arena for personal development, which I talked about also in this video. I can put it up here about attracting and dating, and how you need to listen to your own voice first and your own needs instead of caring so much about what they feel about you. So I used to be attracting unavailable men, like again and again and again. And they were very powerful men, very macho men, very alpha men, leaders, big personalities. And I started asking myself, why am I attracting the same kind of guy again and again and again? So I started to look into my past, and that's like the first clue. Look into your past and see if there were any situations where this pattern started. When did you first start to feel this way? Or perhaps you made some sort of meaning, or you made perhaps a commitment or a decision at a time in your life that you have forgotten about in your adult life, but it's still controlling your life. And this can be done by sitting in a meditation and actually asking, when did I first have this feeling? Or where did this pattern start? Like, how was this pattern created? And if you do that again and again, I'm pretty sure that somehow you will get that knowledge if you're meant to get it. We don't always need to know the situation, as long as we are aware of the pattern and aware of that subpersonality, because awareness is key. If we're not aware of it, we just continue on the autopilot. That's why it's so important to wake up to all these different parts of ourselves, acknowledge them and heal them, and make new choices. So for me, I discovered that I was in a relationship when I was young. I think I was 11, 12. And everybody around me was cheering this relationship. I felt that they were really convincing me to go into it, and I was not into him at all. And it was really painful to be in that relationship because I felt that I was betraying myself. And betraying yourself is a really painful experience, because you start to lose respect for yourself and your own emotions. When you start rejecting yourself like that, what happens is that you get rejected on the outside. So I made a decision pretty unconsciously at that time, but I've understood this now, that I'm never ever going to be in a relationship again where I'm not super excited about him and so in love and have these enormous feelings. If I don't feel enough, I'm not going to go into this relationship, because I would be dead scared of that, having that feeling again, being in a prison and betraying myself. What would happen then in my adult life was that whenever I would feel super attracted or be really into someone, I felt that that was the right way to feel, that I was like madly in love and I would never feel that prison feeling again, and that was right for me. But I always ended up with these guys that were not available, which also reflected me not being available to myself. I started realizing that, so I needed to see in myself, where am I unavailable to myself? And what I saw again and again was that when the relationship was done, I had never actually cared about that person so much. It was just programming. It was chemicals. I thought I was in love, but it was my old stories. It was actually the body reacting. And I misunderstood it, and I hadn't given myself time to really feel deep down what I felt about that person. So how did I heal this? Well, the first thing was to do that inner child work. So I went back to the situation when I was young. I made that little girl, or young teen, understand that she did nothing wrong with feeling the way she was feeling. She was just not into him, and that's okay. It just wasn't allowed in that space for me to feel that way, because everybody was so like, oh, this is so right for you. So I made her feel that she did nothing wrong. It's right for her to express her emotions. It's right for her to set her boundaries. And of course, she should have the man she really loves. So I did a couple of healings on that. And there's another healing technique that I'm going to share with you that has been super powerful when it comes to the present moment. Like how to deal with when this subpersonality shows up in your own life again and again. So in my life, this part of myself has been showing up very often. Like she's really stubborn. She wants to go after these unavailable men. And even though she knows that it hurts me, it hurts us, she's so stubborn about it, and she finds all the excuses why this is a good idea. Well, maybe I'll grow from it. Maybe it will change. I can just sit here and wait for him forever. And then saying no to all these beautiful available guys. So when that happened again and again, I would start to do a meditation. And it's an ancient mystic meditation called Hopponopono. It's really powerful. And I discovered how powerful it was in the midst of a situation a long time ago where I was really in a mess. I was struggling so much inside, and this part of me was like, I'm going to stick to it. I'm going to wait for this guy. I'm going to wait. But it was so painful because I knew deep inside that it was not going anywhere. But I didn't dare to set my boundaries and ask, where's this going? So I did this meditation, and it goes like this. I am sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I am sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. When I did that, my whole energy shifted. I had so much anxiety in my chest. It went away instantly in the moment. It was that powerful. And I continued doing that meditation again and again. And what happened was that when that anxiety let go, I all of a sudden felt really sharp and clear in my head. And I went to my computer, wrote the message and asked, where's this going? And I set my boundaries. I was really clear in my communication. And obviously he wrote back that he wasn't ready. The day after, I woke up happier and more relieved than for a long time. It was like this heavy burden had been lifted from my shoulders. Finally, I set my boundaries. Finally, I was clear in the communication. Finally, I listened within, and I took a healthy action towards this pattern. And this meditation is really powerful because so many people have been healed from it. And when we're moving into that meditation, we're tapping into this divine universal energy of healing. So you kind of get the benefit of everybody else's energies that have been healed as well. It's super, super powerful. And I've actually made a meditation of it in my membership. And if you're not already in my membership, please check it out. wisdomfromnorth.com/membership. We're open for enrollment a while longer. You get masterclasses with beautiful teachers, tons of meditations that are there that are really life transformative. Live sessions with me, live meditations each week. It's really powerful. Go out and check it out. I would love for you to be part of the membership. So this meditation has made really a shift in my life. And all of a sudden, after I started setting those boundaries, becoming clear in communication instead of being just this, I'll wait forever person, started to respect my own emotions, and also did the healing work with this inner child, and also the healing work with that adult part of me that was so stubborn. Saying this meditation, she calmed down, and it was kind of, I felt that we were merging. I started to attract totally different types. So to sum up a bit here, how to heal this conflict inside of you with all these different parts of you that wants different things. First, see if you can become aware of those parts of you. And how do we become aware? Well, you can see those parts of you that are really self-destructive. For instance, when you know that something is not healthy for you, but you do it anyway, That's a great way of pinpointing a subpersonality that is self-destructive. And these parts of ourselves, they just want our attention. It might be an emotion that has been suppressed that really needs to be felt. Like that anger, for instance, needs to be felt. Perhaps there are parts of you that you're not really in contact with, that you need to feel. So pinpoint these different parts of you, and then the next step is to go back in time and to see if you can discover what this is about. Like, when did this pattern start, or when this part of you were created, this shadow part of you. And you can sit down in a meditation and you can ask, like, when was this pattern first created? And then you can either do inner child work, and I have a beautiful meditation for you. You can actually work with your inner teen as well, or your 20-year-old, or the person you were yesterday. Like, you can use it on different parts of yourself. But it's a totally free meditation. It's really transformative. And here you're able to meet that part of yourself that wasn't seen by you, that needs your attention, that needs to be acknowledged. So check it out. It's right down in the video description. The next thing you can do is to use this Hopponopono meditation, this ancient tradition. Really powerful. And you can use it in the moment when you feel this personality is coming up. When you perhaps feel really stressed, anxiety, fearful, whatever that takes you out of balance, then you can use that meditation, or you can actually use it every day. Do it again and again. All right, and the fourth thing I advise you to do when that subpersonality comes forward and you've done that meditation and you're about to do what is not good for you or healthy for you, is to actually step into that mature part of you, anchoring yourself in, what do I really, really want? What changes do I really, really want in my life? What am I longing for? What is my soul telling me right now? I know it's not what I necessarily want to do, because this other part of me is really in control here, but what is that I really need? And start to take more and more actions towards that. What do I really need in my life? What can I give myself now that is really healthy and good for me? Start to take more and more soulful actions on what you know it's good for you. So from running from that programming, that automatic programming, you start to shift your whole identity. And you start to actually shift your life, because you're starting to make choices that are congruent with the truth of who you are and the truth of what you actually need and are longing for. Not what your subpersonality and subpersonalities are telling you that you want. So all of a sudden, you're operating from this wiser, mature part of you instead of the past. Thank you for watching, everybody. I hope this was inspirational, and leave me some comments. I'd love to hear what you think and your experiences with subpersonalities and former identities and different parts that are in the shadow, and what you've done to really shift your life. And while you're here, please subscribe to my channel and click the bell so you get notifications of new videos. It really inspires me to see that when I'm making a lot of videos that people are subscribing, because then I just feel like making more and more and more. I think it's so much fun. Thank you so much for watching, and may you shine the light that you are.